ladies and gentlemen, I consider it indeed a privilege and an honor done unto me to be a part of this very important program, the incubation startup program of Karavadi Group. When I told Mr. Achar what a surgeon has to do in a startup group of this nature, I see everyone who have done their best as an entrepreneur or an administrator. But I found dental surgeon accompanying me. We in the health sector have a very small role to play, perhaps in the business sector, perhaps even as an entrepreneur. But we are catching up. But I was reminded when I was asked to speak of the story of Reverend Father Desmond Tutu, whom many of you may know. He was Reverend Father in South Africa. He used to go around the world preaching people on different aspects. He went to Chicago on invitation, and he checked into the hotel and asked the receptionist, how far is the town hall from here? Oh, she said it is just 100 yards from here. You go to the right, left, go to the left, you see the mammoth building. Father said, then I will walk. I don't want to wait. Then at 4:45 he started walking to the town hall. Chicago, as most of you know, is in the box. Instead of turning to the left, he turned to the right and missed the way. After 10 minutes, he found two boys playing on the ground, on the road. And he asked one of the boys, "Hey, young man, can you show me the way to the town hall?" He looked up at the father having a big red shawl. As you know, he always wears there. And he said, "Oh, it is just you turn to the right straight, you see the way, you have missed the way." But he was inquisitive as an young person, as most of you are. "Father, what are you doing in the town hall?" "Oh, you can also come, young man. I am going to talk to the people of Chicago on way to heaven." On way to heaven. The young man quipped and said, "Don't be joking, Father. You do not know the way to the town hall, and you are talking to us on way to heaven." Here is a surgeon who is mostly engaged on the repair of broken bones or the diseased bones. And Achar was gracious enough to invite me to be here this morning and to share my thoughts. Yes, the startups or entrepreneurship in every field is a very important part of our life. I always think we Indians, just 700 years ago, were number one economically, number one by knowledge bound, number one in almost in every aspect. Unfortunately, due to invasions, due to our own fault, we lagged behind, and we are almost 120 or 24 in the economy. The statistics, we say economically, we are, as a progressive nation, number 5. We have beaten number 4 now. We have beaten Great Britain. And we are almost in the verge of beating Germany. But when we see the per capita income of an Indian, I was surprised that it is just 8,000 rupees compared to almost tenfold in destiny. So this is, I really congratulate Dr. Achar and Dr. Chiniketa for inculcating this idea of startups and the entrepreneurship. What is an entrepreneur? What is the definition of an entrepreneur? If you go to the Oxford Dictionary, it says, an entrepreneur is one who out of vacuum almost builds up an empire. Builds up an empire. Yes, if you see Jamshedji Tata, later J.R.D. Tata, but Jamshedji Tata started his whole business in a trading company just with 29,000 rupees. Today it is the largest conglomeration in all ways, almost in the world, as almost number one or number two. It may be Adani's or Ambani's. It may be our own Narayan Murthy's or the Wipro chief. They all started in small-time business and they grew up to be the greatest entrepreneurs. As Mr. Achar was rightly telling, to be a great entrepreneur, what is important is they should be a visionary. A visionary to foresee what is in the future. We in South Canada always look up to in the health sector Dr. T.M. Pai, who was just an MBBS, who was just a medical practitioner in a small village like Kadaka or Banque. And today, it is one of the foremost universities and the health sectors in our country. That is the vision a simple doctor working in a village had. And my call to you, it is great that out of 1,000, 100 have been selected. Out of 100, 10 have been notified with a challenge to be visionaries in your own field and endeavor. Number two, I always believe you should dream big. Always we dream in the night and in the morning we realize after all it was a dream and forget it. We should be daydreamers and we should not sleep till we realize our dream in the night, till the night. That should be your endeavor to be an entrepreneur of success tomorrow. He just mentioned also about a honeymoon and came back. And Jack told Jill, entering the new house, darling, will you prepare a special meal for me today? She said, why not? She opened the fridge, took the meat out, cut it exactly to 3 inches by 4 inches, and started frying it. This young man was flabbergasted. What's the matter? What's the matter with you? You're throwing away a piece of those meat outside. I paid nearly about 400 rupees for that. This is what my mother taught me. This is how you cut it and fry it. This young man, like most of you entrepreneurs, would not leave. He telephoned to the mother, what's the matter? Your daughter cuts the meat to 3 inches by 4 inches and fries it. I can't understand the logic. She said, that's how you do it. My mother did the same thing and I learned from her. So this man would not leave. He telephoned to the grandmother who lived about 500 miles away. Grandma, I can't understand your granddaughter and daughter tell me you fry meat by cutting your meat by 4 inches by 3 inches. Oh, is it that? My frying pan was exactly 3 inches by 4 inches, and I could not go beyond that. And today the shape and sizes of frying pans have gone into from triangular to circular to different types. But many of us go on to our old way. My teacher taught this and I do this. My father did this and I do the literature this way. And my uncle did this and I do that. No. Innovation is in your own way, like innovative idea. You will have to dream it, you will have to execute it. For that, the great human characters will have to be involved. To be a good entrepreneur in any way, to be a good citizen in any way, what is important is to overcome greed. Greed. There is enough in this world for everyone's need, but there isn't enough even for a single human being. As an entrepreneur, competition is the thing in life. But in competition, you cannot be greedy. And you'll have to take people with you to be with you. That is the most important thing. And number 2 is compassion and love. Whatever field you belong, you should not be jealous of another person. He has done something, you be gracious to and be gratitude. And you should say, I am going to compete with him, why not I? That should be the way of life to be a great entrepreneur. Yes, GDP, I was talking about GDP in our own country, which is so important for any country. Apart from the per capita income which I mentioned, the GDP of our country was going down and down and down, but 2018 and 19 we started galloping again. And at 2022 we went up to nearly 9.2. Today we have come down again to 6.7. I do not know, the experts should be able to tell better. But what is important is not only the domestic product, but also the per capita income of each individual. So it depends on you. The younger generation, what my generation has done is a different story.
Other medias also. But just I wanted to share 2 to 3 examples, and as a part of administrator, what we are supposed to do, that I would like to share. One thing, everyone knows this example related with the taxi, how the entrepreneurs will start up and end to end how they will reach out. So a person who started just with a software, through that software he sat somewhere else, he is controlling the entire world. So just like in Ola, Uber, there are so many other taxi services which are being provided just through a software. That single person is controlling many kind of entrepreneurs and the taxi drivers. The service which is provided, given to someone, taken by someone, and the economy which grows through providing to someone. So this is the way how our startup has to be started, either sitting at a home or opening up in an office or opening through a team or a group work. In the same way, when we come to our own independent thought, we feel that doing some work, some menial jobs is very dirty. Take for an example of a hair salon. Many of us, because the doctors who are sitting over here, they know there is a hair transplantation. Many of us, we go to a foreign country to get a hair transplantation. But here itself, the salon people, they just sell their product, whichever the hairs it has been cut down, and it goes to some other country, gets straightened up, and we get a transplantation. Why can't we start up here? The same thing, it has been started in Mumbai. A person who started collecting the hairs and he started exporting it, now he is into a crores business. That's what he is doing. So from the traditional to the technology, how we have to utilize, we have to learn out. Like that, the traditional part when it comes to it. So here we grow many kind of vegetables. For example, beetroot, carrot and cucumber. So even I wanted to just encourage the women entrepreneurs. So many of them, they just charge for in the beauty salon parlor, just keeping on 2 cucumber piece on their eyes, they charge for 120 rupees or 200 rupees or 400 rupees something. So the same thing will get as a paste in South Korea just for 10 rupees.